Hey, Jonathan Reichert here. Thanks for watching. I would finally like to talk about one of my, or probably my most favorite thing to do on the guitar, which is improvising. And it's kind of hard to talk about because everybody has such a different approach and different background with improvising. So I would like to do a whole bunch of videos about improvising, starting from the very beginning of maybe how I think people would have more fun improvising, because I learned from a very different background, and I started playing piano very young as a classical pianist, and I didn't even start improvising on the guitar until I was an adult. So I had a lot of different influences and different approaches. So what I'd like to do is just share a simple idea and give you the ingredients and show you what I would try to do with those ingredients. But you can personalize these ingredients to make your own recipes, and I think that's kind of what's fun about improvising, rather than just showing some licks and then you try and learn the licks. You can try and learn anything I'm going to show you, but I like to take a very free approach to it and not put any daunting music theory in there for now. That can come up later, but we're going to start with just a very simple idea, and then I'd like to just do some playing and get you started. If you've never done any improvising, if you have done some improvising, I encourage you to keep watching anyway, because you never know if you might find something that you like out of my ideas. So I do have a very different approach because I like so many different styles of music. I like pretty much, I can't think of a style of music that I don't have some kind of respect for, and that or a style of music that I don't like trying to improvise to. So really wide open background here. Okay, so have some fun and stay tuned for the videos. Zip through some other videos as you see the episode numbers in case you want to move a little bit further. But here we go. Thanks for watching. Send me some comments and some questions. If you do have music theory questions, I love those as well. There's nothing wrong with music theory at all. So here we go. Have fun. Here we go. We're going to start with the A minor pentatonic scale. Don't worry, it doesn't get any more confusing than those words. So this scale, basically the long story short, is I'm going to give you a little pile of ingredients. There's 5 notes in it, except they repeat themselves, so it'll look like more than 5. But we're just going to play it through, and then I'm going to give you a pile of ideas of what to try next. Okay, so here we go. Here's the little shape. If you check it out in the corner there, we're going to start on the top string, and I'm just going to play through it. I know you've probably seen this shape, but if you haven't, I'll just run it through once or twice here. So top string, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. So you can just memorize it like a phone number. Here we go. There's our ingredients. So right away, the only thing you need to know about this is that it is in the key of A minor. There's other options about that later, but really just keeping it simple. A minor. Right now, you can head over to YouTube, or you're on YouTube right now, but head over to another page of YouTube, and you can search A minor jam track, A minor backing track, A minor anything really, and you can play any of those notes with the music and see what it sounds like to you to start with. I would maybe run through the scale once or twice, up and down. At least enough that you have it memorized, okay? And then here we go. I'm going to give you a few ideas, and then I'm just going to play, and I'm going to have some fun. So the first thing I can tell you is when you're playing with this, if you can't figure out what to do, some people they start improvising, they're like, I don't know what to do. So what you can do is check out this little list I have here. First, I'm going to show you a picture of some mountains, okay? I like to just think of non-guitar things when I'm improvising. So I'm going to look out the window. I live in Canada and BC. There's lots of mountains around. So when I look out the window, I see these different mountain lines, and as you can see in this picture here. And so I'll show you kind of how I would translate those into music. So this first mountain I've got on this picture is kind of like I just played you, starting at the bottom, going up to the top, back down to the bottom. Whatever. And then the second line down on this mountain shape is got a little bit more contour to it, I guess you could say. So that might sound something like this. I'm going to make it up right now. Here we go. I'll do a nice slow mountain drawing for you, okay? Here we go. Something like that. And then the third mountain you can see there is kind of a more of a rolling hills idea out in the flats. That might be something like this. Come up with your own. Here it goes. And then that last jagged pile of rock I wrote at the bottom. It could be a real modern idea. It could just be a very random idea, but I'm going to watch it right now. I'm going to play kind of what I'm seeing on those lines there. Okay, here we go. I'm just making it up so you can try the same idea. Here we go. There we go. So I only used the notes from the scale. I only used those notes, and then I just added a little bit of vibrato. I like vibrato. I don't remember, maybe I did a little slide in there, but I only used those notes. Now the most important thing to remember though is these notes are not going to sound that great after a while if you don't have some music that you're playing along with for reference. They might just start to sound like ingredients that aren't going anywhere. So right away you should be trying this with some music. Even when you're just practicing the scale, put on some music in the key of A minor, okay? We'll talk about other keys and what all that means in the next video. But right now, A minor, A minor, A minor, jam track, blues, rock, funk, country, punk, whatever you want to listen to, there's jam tracks for that on YouTube, okay? Now the last idea I'll tell you so that you can go off and try this with a little bit more guidance is this list right here that I'll just call pentatonic stew, okay? And this is what I'll try and demonstrate in my video, or in the end of this video, is there is a lot of ingredients to deal with. You have 12 different notes you could be doing here, and if it feels overwhelming having that many notes, then this list can help break down maybe some more ideas for you to try so that you don't just end up playing the scale up and down and not really sounding like anything. So you got the mountain idea, but you can see here we've got playing long notes is really great. Hold a note for as long as you want. Hold it for like 10 seconds. Pick a note in the scale and see how it fits with the music. Some of the notes will blend real nice. Some of them will have like a bit of tension or a bit of edge, and you'll start to get an idea of which notes you like the sound of as long notes. I will tell you, the note on the 5th fret on the 1st and 6th string, that's A. And then the one that you kind of meet partway in the middle, on the 7th fret here on the 4th string, is also A. I'll just tell you for bonus points that those are the home note of this key. They're A, and we're in A minor. They're good notes to land on at the end of your ideas, okay? But don't even worry about that too much. So we've also got groups of notes here. I'm talking about some numbers. You can play chunks of, 3 or 5. Got some sliding in and sliding out. If you just want some more flair without having to do anything else other than these notes still, you can slide in. I usually slide about 2 frets, but it's up to you. I always like a little bit of vibrato in there. It's kind of keeps the food stirring. And then there's the mountain phrases, there's picking or legato. I don't care what you do with your right hand, it's like whatever you like. I like to pick a lot of notes, but then when it gets out of my ability range, I start to pick only some of them and do some hammer-ons or however you want to make the notes sound. If you're going to do it with your fingers, whatever you want to do, I don't care. You can play it like a piano even. Here we go. However you want to do it. Make your own ideas. We've got rhythm. Rhythm should, it could be on the top of this list, but it's just in the mix. I didn't play any rhythm when I was playing those mountain shapes. I kept them very free, but rhythm is very good. You could play quarter notes, long notes, short notes, half notes, whatever kind of notes you know. You could play just something steady. you'll see when I play some music for you. And then think of, you could think of sentences, again, like a non-guitar idea. Think of starting a sentence and ending it somewhere so that you're not just doing a run-on sentence for the whole song, okay? Punctuation, you could end it with an exclamation mark. You could end it kind of mellow, like just a regular period. And then you can make questions and answers, which is kind of fun. Here's an idea for maybe a question. Something like that, and then I'll answer it. Questions are good as a guidance to this. You could start a question and end not on the home note, not on those notes I mentioned. And then here's my answer. Ending back home. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to play for you. I'm going to try and just take all these ideas and put them into a jam track here and see how it works. These jam tracks, the one I'm going to use today, I picked one that actually has quite a few chords in it, so that you can see, even if there's a lot of chords in the tune, don't worry about that for now. It's in A minor. I'm going to only play these notes. I'm not going to do any other tricks or licks or ideas that I haven't already talked about. There's bending and other positions and things like that, but I just want to start simple and show you how much mileage you can get out of this one shape, okay? And it might not be for you this sound exactly, but that's because I'm sticking to only that shape, and just to see what comes from it. I'm going to try and work with this list here and have some fun. I would like to emphasize, when I'm trying this whole idea here, sitting in my room at home, and I don't care who's listening, I try to do every extreme that you can with just these group of notes. So sometimes it might just come out really spacey. It might come out not good at all. But that's the fun of it, is out of the whole mix, there might be one thing I really liked about it, and then it's going to be memorable for me. But otherwise, just challenge yourself to really go to the extremes of what you can do with only that group of notes. If you were on an island with only these notes, what could you do with them? So that's kind of the idea here. So if it sounds like I'm rambling on, it's on my guitar, that's what I want to do, to show you that you can really have a lot of fun just with that group of notes. I really want to go all over the whole guitar, and so it's really hard for me to just stay on only those notes that I've shown you, but I'm going to do that. I'm not going to touch any other notes, so that way it's fair play. Here we go. Have some fun. Don't hurt anybody with it. Let's have some fun. found something that you enjoyed in that. So that's the idea. You know, you have a lot of fun at home when no one's listening. Now everybody's listening because it's on YouTube. But it's a really personal thing where you just really try and blah. And, you know, maybe I might have only liked 30 seconds of that material, but then it's like, you know, I'll go back and work on that one chunk of material that I kind of figured out. You can kind of see the gears working. And it's really just about having fun, and it's like trying to come up with a poem or some kind of literature, I guess, but on the guitar, for those who don't like to write actual writing like myself. So stay tuned for more videos, and if you want to go way beyond just that one shape, we're going to get there. I just wanted to show that you can really have a lot of fun with a restricted little area of the guitar. I don't like to stay in that area. It was really hard for me to not want to do like a bend or maybe slide up to another note that wasn't in that position. So that was actually a really fun challenge. But as you can see, it does get a little repetitive because you do get a little bit stuck for ideas eventually. And so you have to try and think through this list, right? So have some fun with that. In the next video, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think we'll talk about taking that idea and playing it in all the different keys that you could play in, so that you're never stuck for what to do in a certain song. You can't just say, oh, I don't know what key it's in, so I can't play with it. So we're going to talk about that. On another note, it would be a helpful prerequisite to this video, I should have said it at the beginning, but to go and check out my video on learning your note names on the guitar. Because if you just learn the names of the notes on the top string, you'll be one step ahead on this series of videos. But don't worry about that if you haven't done it yet, but you know, go check it out if you'd like to. I'll put a link for it here. Okay, thanks for watching. Check out the next video right away and have some fun improvising and jamming. And remember to try different styles of music, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the fusion-y, funky stuff that I like. So have fun, send me some feedback. See ya.